What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Max, a person I battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle and create a Discord chat room and a place to hang out and find Wi-Fi battles, definitely check out my Discord server. A link is in the description, and it's the only spot where I'm accepting battle requests at the moment. And yeah, just want you guys to keep that in mind before you spam me in the comments for battles. Now, before we get into this battle, if you guys are enjoying these daily Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battles, let me know by leaving a like on the video, as it is the best way to show your support towards my YouTube channel, and it's much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for your support, like always. And yeah, me and Max are having a rarely used battle today, as Max is packing a pretty threatening RU team featuring, the new toys to play around with, like Zydoge and freaking Mega Camerupt, as I'm using a pretty threatening Sticky Webs team featuring, freaking Moltres and Decidueye, two Pokemon that my opponent really doesn't have any safe switch-ins to, because Moltres just hits extremely hard, and Decidueye just has that Z move and Sword Stance. And Sticky Web can actually be pretty threatening, especially since it's a spin blocker in itself, so it kind of supports itself in that regard. So turn one, I lead up with my as my opponent leads up with the Nut and Butt. Quite an interesting name. I don't really quite understand that name, but I mean, I guess I need my camera up Nut, so I guess Nut and Butt isn't too far off, just a little more suggestive. But I'm gonna go for the knockoff here, because he sets up a substitute, and I'm like, get that thing out of here, but he actually doesn't break the sub and goes for Ancient Power. My dude is fishing for those stat boosts. I'm like, no, don't get a stat boost. Don't get a stat boost, and thankfully he doesn't. So I mean, he can still go for Ancient Power again, but I'm gonna go for the Endeavor here in case he feels like he wants to go for Substitute again. He can waste more of his HP if he wants, I don't really care, but he decides to go for Ancient Power once again, fishing for those stat boosts. And I'm like, no, please no, don't get the stat boost. If you get the stat boost, this Mega Camerupt turns into a huge problem, but thankfully my opponent does not get the stat boost. That would have been devastating if he did, but thankfully RNG is not in his favor. So now my opponent is going to switch out the Camerupt here and bring in the Metallica. I brought in Rhyperior because I do have a Shock Berry on this thing to switch into ground type attackers and just usually retaliate and one-shot them with Earthquake or Ice Punch respectively. But now I'm going to switch out my Rhyperior here, expecting the Toxic or Stealth Rocks or anything. So I bring in Espaflex here. My Espeon, as my opponent goes for Trick Room, which is pretty unfortunate. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't expecting that one. That was not what I was expecting. So now he's going to bring a Nut and Butt once again, the Camerupt, as I actually don't have Shadow Ball on this thing, so I can't really touch Bronzong. I have Dazzling Gleam and Psychic. I'm actually a Subcom mindset, so I'm actually forced to double switch back into Rhyperior, expecting Gyro Ball, but he ends up bringing in Camerupt once again. So I'm like, this is fine. You might think that he has the advantage here because he's my Camerupt against Rhyperior. He could just one-shot me with Earth Power, but no, I have the Shock Berry baby, so unless he carries like Hidden Power Grass or something, which I highly doubt because we've already seen Ancient Power, I should be in the clear here, as thankfully we're going to eat our Shock Berry, and he's going to go for the Earth Power. Rhyperior is going to take a crap ton of damage, but he's able to live the Sheer Force boosted Stab Earth Power thanks to Shock Berry and Solid Rock, and now I'm able to retaliate with my Stab Earthquake, and it's going to obliterate this Mega Camerupt. So at least this Trick Room sweeping threat is done. He should have probably waited for later on in the game to bring out the Camerupt and try and sweep. I guess you want to take advantage of my Espeon switching, so I can kind of understand that one, but he kind of let his Camerupt die, which was a huge threat to my team, and it was one of the few things that could really tank an attack from Moltres, so it was kind of weird. But now he's going to bring in Chestnut here, and I'm actually going to stay in here expecting him to go for Spikes, or expecting him to bring in my Espeon here, so just in case I actually pivoted Espeon into a Wood Hammer or something, I just go for Stealth Rocks just to play it safe. If he gets up a free layer Spikes, I do have Avalugg, which Avalugg actually walls Chestnut pretty well if it doesn't have Toxic, and Avalugg actually does decently well against my opponent's team. As oddly as that sounds in an RU battle, Feraligatr really can't touch Avalugg at +1, and I have Roar for Dragon Dance sets, so I mean, I'm not really too concerned about Feraligatr in this game, and Chestnut really can't touch me, and I think I could beat it 1v1 with with Avalanche, so that's something. But now I'm going to bring a Wildfire here in my Moltres because my opponent has no fire and flying resistance, so he's going to have a difficult time switching into this Moltres. So he's going to actually choose to switch out and save his Chestnut and bring in his Verless wannabe, the freaking Zydoge, the Zydoggy, and I freaking died when I saw that nickname. I'm like, wow, man. Like, I know naming, like, dogs after Verlisify isn't too far of a stretch, but freaking naming Zydoge Verless Wannabe, it made me giggle. I don't know why. It may have been because it was at like 3 in the morning, but like, look, don't judge me. I get my battles at like 3 in the morning. I'm like that SpongeBob meme. It's like, oh boy, 3 a.m. I pick up my 3DS. We get in the battles, JK, we usually get no bad because people are sleeping like normal human beings at 3 in the morning, but that's where time zones come in, yay. But now, in comes the Patos here, the freaking Jolteon, and I'm like, okay, chill out. I'm pretty sure he outspeeds me even after Sticky Web because I'm modest agility Moltres, so I'm actually going to just switch out just to play it safe and bring in my Takumi here, my Decidueye, once just to pivot into Thunderbolt essentially. As he does go for Thunderbolt, thankfully be able to pivot into that correctly, and looking at that damage, it looks like he's Choice Specs Jolteon, because Choice Specs Jolteon hits extremely hard. But now he's going to switch out as a Patos here and bring in D's Nows. I swear to God, I've seen these nicknames before, and you guys like copy each other when it comes to nicknames, and so I always see the same nicknames, and it's really weird, and I don't know, I find it bizarre, but I think that's what happens, or I just battle the same people over and over. I don't really know. It's one or the other, or both, who knows. But now I'm going to bring a Wildfire here, the Moltres, as I expect him to bring a Chestnut, so I double switch just to get more offensive momentum. I have to beat this defensive core somehow, because I'm currently a little bit behind. But after killing Psydoge, I'm feeling a little bit better about myself. It's 4-4. And I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast. My opponent has no switch-ins. He thinks Kisame is a switch-in? No. Wait a minute. Was that in a Cherish Ball? Look. Okay, you think you're slick? You think, oh, it looks like a Pokeball. It should be fine. No. No. Evil hackers are not allowed. I don't battle evil hackers. I'm not uploading this battle. I'm not giving evil hackers exposure. You can't do this to me. You can't just use Cherish Ball for Relegator. Have you forsaken Lord Verlicify? You freaking Verlis wannabe? Like, you literally have a Cherish Ball for Alligator that's shiny. You're not even trying to hide it. You're not even trying to hide it. Like, goodbye. Bye, hacker. Bye, evil hackers. Die. So, down goes Kisame to the Fire Blast, thankfully. And Moltres gonna take some more Life Orb damage. But now, my opponent's able to bring in Jolteon once again. There's a Patos, the only thing that can really outspeed my freaking Moltres. And I can just easily pivot out. I have Chestnut, I don't have Chestnut, I have Avalugg, I don't know how I said Chestnut. I have Avalugg to switch in and just sack off if I need to. I have Takumi, who can just pivot into Thunderbolt, but I can't pivot into 2 Thunderbolts, so I'm not too sure what I was thinking. My opponent just goes for Hidden Power Ice when he could have just went for 2 Thunderbolts and been just fine, but he went for that instead because he's weird. And now he's actually going to switch out his Jolteon just so my Moltres doesn't get a free switch in. Like, I'm kind of confused there. He could have easily just killed me, but he decides to bring in D's Knots here, D's Nouts, and I'm just going to go for the freaking Sucker Punch because I have no reason not to. Like, he's just going to kill me, right? So I'm going to go for Sucker, but he decides to save his Jolteon's health bar, which kind of makes sense, but at the same time it doesn't really make sense because it kind of outspeeds everything on my team, so like what's the point? I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm actually able to get my Z move off because I do have the Decidueye's signature Z move, so Takumi is going to freaking get cloaked up in the Z aura, the Z power, and I'm going to freaking become a Kenshi Knight, and Takumi is going to freaking fly up into the sky. Sinister Arrow Ray, baby. So we're going to spawn like 30 arrows and just freaking fly towards. This animation looks so cool. And we're just going to freaking stab him in the back a bajillion times with the arrows. And its health bar is going to go down really, really slow like a Blissey in Gen 4. But it lives at half HP and is able to retaliate with his Wood Hammer. But that's fine. Like, I didn't really need to damage this Chestnut in the first place. I have Moltres. And Moltres, like I said, kind of like destroys my opponent. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this battle is pretty much me bringing in Moltres, sacking off something, bringing in Moltres, sacking off something, bringing in Moltres. It's pretty sad, but it's my only way of really breaking this guy's team. So now I'm going to bring in my Espeon here, my Espaflex, just because I wanted to force my opponent out. And he's going to bring in his Metallica here, his Bronzong, pivot into Psychic. I can understand, and I just decided to go for Psychic. I could have double switched back into Moltres, but I could have definitely backfired if he stayed in and went for like Stone Edge or something. Who knows? I'm not risking it. So he's going to bring in Bronzong here, take 0 from Psychic because he is Bronzong, of course. And now I'm going to switch out because I'm not trying to take a Gyro Ball, and I'm going to bring my Wildfire here, my Moltres, just to see what his attacking move is. He's either going to go for Trick Room or he's going to go for freaking Gyro Ball. But he actually has Psy Wave, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that's a move Bronzong gets. It's like an RNG version of Seismic Toss. It either does like 25% more damage or 25% less damage or whatever in between, so it's really weird. Psywave is like one of the weirdest moves in the game. I don't really run it because it's like RNGs, but like I don't really understand it. It's kind of like I'd rather run Gyro Ball or something, or Explosion, but I don't. Maybe it's just me. Maybe Psywave is actually good. I'm just kind of like overlooking it. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the agility here, expecting him to switch out and sack off his Chestnut. And basically, as long as this game plays out correctly, I should be able to just late game sweep with Moltres. I do have 2 inaccurate moves in my offensive moves in Roost. I was thinking of running the Z Solar Beam with the Grassium Z instead of Roost, but then like that kind of like removed the power of Fire Blast and Hurricane by a big margin, so I was kind of like rethinking that one. But yeah, we actually missed Fire Blast, of course, as he's able to hit us with a Wood Hammer. Not gonna do anything because he's freaking Chestnut and I quad resist Wood Hammer, so it's fine. And I mean, we should be able to outspeed Jolteon and outspeed Bronzong, so we should be able to just win this game. Granted, we connect our moves. If we miss the Bronzong with Fire Blast, that's the most important one. We pretty much lose because I can't really touch Bronzong with Espeon, and it would just be a tragedy. So down goes Chestnut to the Fire Blast as we're going to take some Life Orb recoil, and now my opponent's going to bring in Zapatos, the freaking Jolteon. What I would have done if I were my opponent, I would have brought in, actually no, I guess going off the Fire Blast missing was the best play, because either way, I was going to say I bring in Bronzong, go for Trick Room, but like Bronzong's going to die from Fire Blast anyway, and then Jolteon's going to die from Fire Blast anyway, so that's looking like it's GG at this point. Gonna take some more Life Orb recoil, as now my opponent is going to bring in Metallica, freaking Bronzong, and now I'm like, look, as long as I connect Fire Blast, I can win this game, but I'm going to predict the miss. So I go for Roost first, just so I don't get too KO'd or KO'd by Psywave, because that's very important. We're going to get a lot of health back, and Psywave is heavily RNG based, so it could probably kill me if it gets a high enough roll with RNG, and it would have killed me there, so I'm glad I roosted. I could have went for Fire Blast, fishing for the KO, but if I missed Fire Blast and lost Moltres there, that would have been a tragedy. So here, I go for Fire Blast as I miss, so I'm so glad I went for Roost, because that could have been the previous turn. I could have died from Psywave, and that would have been a tragedy, but now I get 2 attempts of landing Fire Blast, so I'm hoping to die, hoping to RCS, that we connect Fire Blast, and thankfully Moltres connects Fire Blast when it matters, and we're going to knock out Metallica and win the battle late game with Moltres. I think Moltres is actually really solid in the RU tier right now because it just hits so much stuff with Fire Flying coverage, and even Bloom Doom if you want to go that far, and it just does so much work if you're able to remove Stealth Rex as the freaking obstacle for Moltres' viability. And yeah, I had Espeon and Avalugg that helped me in this battle to do so, and I hope you guys did enjoy this Wi-Fi battle. If you guys did enjoy the Wi-Fi battle and want to support the channel, let me know by leaving a like on the video, as it is the best way to show your support towards the channel, and it's much appreciated. And yeah, the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite rarely used wall breaker to use in the RU tier? Let me know in the comments down below, as I know rarely used is a tier that has a lot of stall in it, because it got Pokemon like Cresselia, Pokemon like Umbreon, Pokemon like Cresselia, Deblade, Cresselia, and like a lot of cool Pokemon like Cresselia to use on stall. Now, my favorite wall breaker in RU at the moment after this battle's gotta be Moltres. I know Moltres probably isn't the most reliable wall breaker because of its, you know, shaky accuracy, but when you connect those moves, it's just like, it just feels so good, and they do so much damage. I also think the Decidueye is really solid as a wall breaker in the RU tier because it can trap Cresselia, and the Z move with Sinister Air Raid is not much can really switch into this thing, honestly. Like, its speed tier is pretty crap, but it doesn't need a good speed tier to really break walls and trap them and just pretty much force them to lose momentum because it's signature move, and I think it's really awesome. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your favorite RU wall breaker is to use in the RU tier. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.